Greetings and welcome to another excellent World of Tanks video. This is a video series about light tank strategy, and the irony is that I'm using a medium tank to demonstrate light tank strategy because in the Dream Machines we were running these matches using these strategies that you're seeing to score MVPs and top 3 places. So it's a twofer. It's really a Dream Machines video, but it's light tank strategy so that when Dream Machines ends today, in the future, this is still useful because these strategies work all day, every day, and they are butt kickers proven. This one is one of the best there is, but this one is difficult because you have to have mental discipline to execute the strategy. And if you don't have mental discipline, or if your team has a failure in mental discipline, you can execute the strategy and still lose because it requires more players to understand what they're doing. So in a team concept, this strategy is one of the more difficult strategies to implement, not because it's difficult, but because its primary basis is that the team has to have discipline not to do certain things. And when you see that happening, you're gonna see this strategy and appreciate that this is a setup that when people are understanding and maintaining mental discipline, it's a work of art, really. So you're going to see this, and it's a fantastic game. And I'll describe that to you as we get to it. But first, please leave a like for this video. It will help out a lot. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Tell your friends. It's free today. And thanks to my subscribers, you guys are awesome. And this is going to be a really good video that will help you on this map when you're on this map, especially if you're in a light tank. So let's get to the action, shall we? Welcome to Prokhorovka. Now, as a light tank player, yeah, I know I'm in a medium tank, but we're playing this like light tanks. This is the greatest potential map that one can have because we're going to execute this strategy that's awesome. And here's the strategy. It's really basic. The line in between the E and F lines is the middle. The trick of the strategy is do not cross this line. Okay, the line in between, there's the E's, this is the F's. You don't cross that line. What happens is, he who crosses that line is in risk of being blown to smithereens. So what we do as light tank masters, and yes, we are light tank masters, we want to get to the line, spot dudes, and pull away. It's basically spot and bait. We're trying to spot these guys, keep them lit for our snipers, mediums, and heavy tanks. So we want to show our face, and we're weenie tanks, right? So we show our face. They're like, oh man, I'm going to go get this weenie. And eventually, one team is going to break down mentally because it's like dangling a piece of meat in front of a dog. He just can't help himself. These guys in those tanks, they're killers. They want to kill people. So they start getting antsy and they take risks. And that's when your guys, if they're paying attention, butcher people. Great kill by Top, actually, right there. He has never run this strategy before, but as a light tank master, he understands it when I explained it to him. He's like, oh yeah, no problem, man, we got this. It's a lot of just figure eights and ovals like NASCAR. You know, we're just running along. You see, we're running along the line on the mini-map. It's not special. Anyone who makes an incursion, we collapse upon them. He's dead, Jim. Goodbye, Duck. Wrong Way is the one who told me that the AMX-40 is the Duck. When I saw the turret, I was like, damn, that's a good name. So we butchered that guy. Now we're losing, quote unquote losing, but we're executing our strategy. The trap that most people fall into is they give up on the strategy prematurely. This is a long-term strategy. This will take 8 minutes, sometimes even longer. I wanted to see what this guy was up to, and I'm like, okay. Keeping my eyes on this guy. Let's get the heck out of Dodge. I don't have an obvious win here, so I'm not going to chance it. We have a winning strategy at this point. Now, we only really need one spotter tank on the central line, but we have Top and myself, so we're going to keep the two that we have. But I've won this map so many times as the only fast tank, medium or light. It wouldn't matter. You just need to be faster than normal. If you're like in a match where you're a medium tank and you're the only guy that can spot, well, this technique works. You know, we take opportunity shots. Nice kill from the Hetzer. So, you know, keeping it close. We're only down by 1, no problem. Our strategy is working. Lesser players would say, you're losing, you got to change your strategy. No, the strategy works. And that's what separates the men from the boys. This strategy is a mental strategy. It's not a shooting strategy, but these people like shooting strategies. See, we got a guy that broke through. We're closing in on this guy. He's toast. We're going to crush him. Told you, they just get antsy. Now, even though we're technically losing, our strategy is getting us relatively easy kills. Nice shot. Once again, staying close. Because here's another thing, a part of the strategy. As the game continues and numbers of tanks decrease, the light tank increases in value. So when you get 7 and 6, and then it gives 5 and 5, or whatever it is, as the number of tanks decreases, the speed factor increases in power. Yeah, this guy made a mistake. Top spotted him, and so I helped close on this guy. Goodbye. Oh, I'm sorry. We were losing. Now we're winning. Because mentally they broke down. And this is what happens. They break down mentally. They can't help themselves. I mean, I wanted to go fight that Luke's because I think I could have a good chance of beating him. But my smartest move was to get out of there. I didn't have an obvious win. Stay away. And then when Top spotted him, 2-on-1, buddy, we had him. It didn't matter. And once again, we play this as a team. We don't really care who makes kills. Some games he's MVP, some games I'm MVP. We don't care. We're trying to win the game and score points if we can. It's nice to be MVP, no question. But we do it so frequently that we're not really, oh, I got MVP, you suck. That's not what happens at all. It's like, dude, you got MVP? Awesome. But you know, the trick is real simple. Don't cross the line. Every guy you saw cross the line got annihilated because that's our strategy. And we were lucky to have a good team that had guys that understood the strategy. Now, Top and I are in the party, of course, talking. And we just, you know, he was telling me where the artillery was, and I was in position. He was more heavily damaged. Well, actually, that's not true. I'm more heavily damaged. But I was in position to make a run at the artillery because of the positioning on the board. That's a bonus kill. 1-on-1, he can't kill the A-32 even with my weak 22 hit points. If he shoots me, I'm dead. I mean, that's just the reality. But we're good. You don't stand a chance. Good effort. but got him. KV-1S, it's like I don't even want to really mess with this guy, but I have to try and distract him. He's too close to his base. I'm not going to be able to base capture and get him. His gun is way better than me, so it's my speed that lets me stay alive, and I need to be an annoyance to him. I really can't beat him. At least I don't think I can kill him. I'd have to get point blank and get right behind him and just stay behind his turret. But fortunately, that's not a requirement for me, because that dude is a KV-1 and he kicked his butt. So that was an outstanding game, as you saw. So once again, Top and I finish top 3, which is 5 points for MVP, 3 points for second, 3 points for third, and the Dream Machines. So he was scoring Dream Machine points better in the games that I show in this series. This is the third video, and in those 3 videos, he took second or third place 3 times. That's 9 points. These are very short games, and the points per hour in the A-32 for us is ridiculous. And since he's closing in on his tank, he needs to score. Instead of spending 8 minutes and maybe getting an MVP in a light tank in Cold War, when we switched to A-32s, we got to score on Dream Machines. But what actually turned out as a bonus was the games we did had different strategies that are super effective. And when you have 2 light tank master players, it's nasty, which you saw in these 3 videos. We're just dominating these guys, and that's just because it's mental discipline, and we're playing team-oriented scoring. We're rolling together. I shoot a guy, he shoots a guy. Sometimes I kill a guy, sometimes he kills a guy. If one of us goes down, the other guy picks up the slack, because it's like Batman and Robin. Sometimes you're Batman and sometimes you're Robin. And it's all good because Batman and Robin both win. Okay, here we are at the end of game screen. Now, this map was the exception of these 3 matches that I show you in these videos. This one was an 8-minute match, because now this strategy is a longer-term strategy that takes time to develop, which you saw. So Prokhorovka, this strategy is a crushing strategy in any era, at any level. It doesn't matter. If you're on this map, and if your light tanks or fast mediums are rolling and executing this strategy, you have a strong chance of winning. But your team has to not be greedy. They tend to get greedy, and that's how they get killed. They cross the magic line, and boom, they're gone. As you saw with Top and myself, they crossed the line. The alert is, hey, he crossed the line, let's go get him. I'm like, whatever, dude, let's go, it's fine. Yeah, look at me, I made 700 gold, silver. Woohoo! It's just real simple. They cross the line, we collapse with the other help of the other players. It's a feeding frenzy like sharks, or actually like piranhas. So it's really awesome, but it does take longer. It's a great map because it's a very easy driving strategy for us light tank players. We understand this is going to win, and so we're not under any pressure. We're just driving around spotting and baiting. We want to spot them and bait them, and every time that they got antsy, came across, smash. It was fantastic. Those guys on our team did a really good job of paying attention to what we were doing, and it happens where they don't have a clue. And I've had it happen where I'm telling guys what to do, and they still don't do it. It's like, dude, you're going to win this game. Just hang back and wait. No, you got heavy tanks and medium tanks trying to power their way across the line. it doesn't end well for them, trust me. So hopefully this will help you in your games, because this is really an important strategy. Like I said, it works at any level. It doesn't matter. Tier 10, yes. It doesn't matter. I've won at every tier I've ever used this strategy on this map because it is bulletproof. But you got to have brain power and you got to have mental discipline. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found this very instructive. Please leave a like. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends so they can learn too, and maybe they'll subscribe. And thanks again to my subscribers. You guys have been fantastic. I got more stuff to do. Remember, this is the final day of the season of Valiant, also the final day of Dream Machines. Get on it and get going, and I'll see you guys later.